Recently, I've been doing a lot of research about German medieval towns, and I came across this one specific town called Trebnitz, and I thought it would be a really cool idea to build a city that was inspired by this specific town. So within this video, that is exactly what I'm going to do. The first step for us would be to find a map that's got a relatively wide river, and there's only one that provides that, and that is the Winding River. And we then need to look for a location where we can build on both sides of the river, and there are two locations that's possible for that. So the first one is right over here, which quite frankly this would have been the best spot, but because of the steep slope next to the river, they don't allow me to build the burgage plot here, which kind of sucks because I could have replicated the city almost identical to the actual city layout that this city is going to be inspired by. But the next best spot is going to be over here with the with the river curvature. Now obviously because of the curve it's not going to look exactly the same, but we don't have such steep slopes, so they allow us to build the burgage plots right up against the river. And although it's not going to look exactly the same, it's going to look pretty cool. So I'm going to go right ahead and use this as my starting point. And for the rest of the settings, I'm going to keep it pretty much standard. So first of all, let's just have a quick look around at what we have within our region. Okay, so we do have a deep deposit of clay. So I think ultimately we can get up to that point where we can make tiles and use that as a selling commodity. Otherwise, we've got a small stone deposit over here. We've got some berries, and then we've got iron on the other side, and then we've got a rich eel deposit over here, which is great. And it kind of makes sense seeing that we are going to have the river as the main feature of the city. And let's just see the fertility that we've got. Yeah, okay, so the fertility is not great. We've got some good rye fertility, but otherwise not really ideal. And let's just see where the water is. Underground water. Okay, perfect. So the water is on all the points that I would like it to be. So this is great. So I'm going to just start with the road layout. I've got some basic roads laid out, and I'm going to just start getting my wood production going. So let's set up ourselves a logging camp right over here, not too far from our starting location. And we can also just pull the road through just to make the whole traveling a little bit easier. And then what I was thinking is to actually set up a marketplace. Let's say kind of over here. We've got this awkward little small spot, and we can't change this road. We can't take out this main road, unfortunately. So I'm going to just pull it through like this. And yeah, we can pretty much use this space then just as the marketplace. And I kind of just want to get it square. Always bugs me that it comes out so skew. Let's just go with this. There we go. And let's see, we can place our well point. I'm gonna maybe go ahead and place it right over there. And then we can place our woodcutters also kind of over here. And then we need to look for a location for our granary and storehouse. Now I was thinking of placing it maybe on this side. Let's do it like so. There we go. So we've got our granary and storehouse, and I'm going to use this logging camp to basically just clear out all the wood over here, because we're going to use all of this as residential territory. And we're going to maybe bring it around, and then eventually we'll start building on this side. Once we've got enough planks, we'll start setting up the burgage plots. So we've got a decent amount of logs now, so I'm going to maybe just also set up our fisherman's hut, and I'm going to just get a temporary location for it. So I'll maybe place it right over here for now. We will move it eventually, but I'm going to place it here just to make it easier for the people to move through, and then we can start setting up our first burgage plots. And I just want to fast forward so that we can get those 6 logs. And once we've got the 6 logs, I'm going to set up 3 burgage plots right over here like so. It's a little bit smaller. There we go. That's going to be perfect. So we've got a few burgage plots going already. Let's just see. Yeah, that's going to look really nice once we get the bridge also in between. And once we've got a few extra burgage plots that's lining up all across the river, I think it's going to look really cool. Right, so we do have our marketplace already. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably add one of these also. And then we can add something small on this side. I'm thinking, what would be another good thing to have? Maybe like a communal oven? Oh, I thought this would have fitted, but it doesn't look like it. Okay, I'll make a plan just to fill up the space a little bit more. In fact, we can, if we take away that road, yeah, I suppose we can take it out eventually. But let's just keep on going for now. I just need to make sure that we've got enough space for some extra families. I want to start inviting some extra people. Now, I did move, or I am busy moving the hitching post. Just want to set this as a high priority. And this is just going to make the transport of all of these logs a little bit easier. So we've got another 3 timber. And we've got space for one more burgage plot in here. So I'm going to squeeze it in. Let's see. Where's this road? There we go. Okay, so this is going to be a nice size burgage plot. We can definitely use that for veggie crops. But I'm going to start on this side. Let's see. We need planks, of course. So let's place our sawmill. I'm going to place right over here. Perfect. So everything's all together. We are collecting the fish now, so that is helping us just to supply us with the food we need to stay afloat. Okay, perfect stuff. So everybody's got houses now. And I just want to see, we don't have good fertility, right? No, we don't. Right, so I had a good look around at everything, and I think the Bamberg smallholders is going to be the best option for me. I'm gonna go ahead with that one. And yeah, let's see how it goes. So at least we can now change these burgage plots. We can upgrade them to small holdings, and then in that way we can then produce more of whatever we have within that burgage plot. There was just another family that moved in, so let's just assign them to work at the saw pit. And then I think once we get another family that's going to move in, I'm going to assign them here to the logging camp. There is one family that I'm basically alternating between the fishing and cutting the wood. So I've got to just keep an eye on my fuel, just for the time being, until we've got that extra family. So we've got another 2 houses available here that we can assign to families. And I think we can just go ahead and maybe, while we're waiting for more families to move in, I can add a few extra burgage plots over here. Now we've got another family in, and I'm going to go ahead and assign them there to the logging camp. Right, so now things are going to move a little bit quicker from here on forward. So you can see with the sawmill, they really go through the wood so quickly. We've already got 50 planks. So I'm going to just have to put a limit over here. So let's just say I'm going to maybe cap it here to 60. And then I also want to, once I've got enough timber, I want to set up myself the trade post.
Step right up and sample.
I'm not quite yet sure where I want to place the trade post, but I suppose it would actually make sense just having it here to the, next to the storehouse and the granary. So we've got to just wait now for that extra timber. We need one more piece. There we go. That's it. And another family moved in now, so we can now assign a permanent family here to the woodcutter's lodge. And we can just let the wood now accumulate, and then we'll add some extra burgage plots, and for the next family we'll assign them then to the trading post. But let's see, we've got those planks now, so we need to set up our gardens, definitely. Let's just do 2 for now, I think. Just gonna do it like so. Right, so now I've got 6 timber, so we can add another 3 burgage plots. Let's do that. Perfect. Right, we've got 50 regional wealth, so I'm gonna just go ahead with the carrots, because the carrots, well, it says here the carrots has got a medium yield. I know they did change this with the recent update. It used to be the highest, but I think the cabbage is now actually the highest. But let's just go for the carrots. We don't have that much money, and we can also convert this into a small holding. There we go. Make them work a little bit harder. So then we can just generate that extra food. Now I've got to just keep an eye on my actual food. So we've already got 76 eels in storage. We're getting closer to winter, so I think with the fish alone we should be fine going into winter. I'm just waiting for that extra family to move in, then we can assign them here. And then my first trading stuff that I'm going to trade with is definitely the planks. There we go. Okay, so we've got that family now, so we're going to assign them there. And let's just see. 222. Okay, export. Here we go. Alright, so we can export, I think, when we get over 40. And then we can run a decent trade over here. And I just want to see for the clay, raw materials, where's that going to be? Probably on the crafting materials? Yeah. Okay, so just want to see, the clay will fall as a minor trade. Yeah, it does. Okay. So export. We get very little money for the clay. Now this used to be way more. The clay was awesome to trade with initially, but obviously they tweaked that and it's more realistic now that you're only getting 1 coin for the clay. But for now I'm just maybe doing the planks, and we can, I suppose we can sell the firewood, but only when it's over a certain amount. So I'm gonna let it accumulate till over 60. Just need to make sure that we've got enough stock. Right, but I'm gonna go ahead and add maybe another 2 burgage plots. There we go. And then we can also look for a location for the church. Now I am thinking this would definitely be the best location for the church. Having it close to the market stalls, we're going to have a lot of houses that's going to go this side. And then obviously across the river, we're going to have our houses also. So let's maybe do this. Place the church right over here. Yeah, why not? It's very central. Makes sense having it there. And the tavern, maybe we can do the tavern on the other side of the river. I always feel guilty placing the tavern so close to the church. I think this one road that I've got in here is a little bit wonky. Not exactly where I want it. So let's see. I'm going to pull this through. Not enough wood. Okay. Alrighty. So we are going to need some more wood. Some more planks, that is. I'm not going to bother with going over the river as of yet. I think let's just get a nice trade set up and build up our capital. I still need to form a militia. That reminds me. So there we go. We've got spears and shields, so we can set up that militia. And then I just want to see what is happening with the rest of the map over here. Okay, now I didn't choose any AI opponents because my focus is not really on them for this game specifically. And I think they would have just been a pain, to be honest. So yeah, But I don't see any bandit. Oh, there's a bandit camp. Okay, so we've got one bandit camp. Right, we've got a few extra workers, so we're going to step it up over here. So let's just get another family in here to the logging camp. We've got a decent amount of timber. And so that means we can maybe add another family here for the wood cutting, because I am going to use the firewood initially as a trading commodity. And then we can maybe add another worker here for the fishing. The river's going to freeze over very soon, so... And there, the church is up and running also. Good stuff. Okay, so let's just see here. There we go. I'm going to just go for it. We've got a pretty decent plank production at the moment. So I'm going to build the bridge now. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. And we'll have another one that's going to be a little bit further down. I'm thinking maybe we should add another one more or less over here. Yeah. Let's just take this road away. Oops. Wrong button. And I'm going to just do this. Just pull it through like this. Yeah, so I do think I want to add another bridge that's going to come through like this. Because then the houses that's on this side, they can easily reach the market. But I must say, the planks do build up really, really quick. I don't think we'll have an issue with that. So let's just maybe go ahead and add another bridge. And I'm going to go ahead and start adding houses on this side. We do need the extra workforce now. So I might as well get started. I can just go ahead and fill up this whole block. Why not? Let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we can add extensions to all of them. Like an extra housing slots. I don't know. I'm going to maybe make it more compressed. Let's see. Now, either way, it does seem like it's going to give me the same result every time. So, yeah, let's just fill up this whole space. There we go. Let's just do that. And we can also go ahead and add ourselves another hitching post, which for the time being, I'm going to place one right over here. And we can order ourselves another oxen. Purchase an ox. There we go. And let's just prioritize this hitching post so that there is space for both of the oxen. And I want to actually just go ahead and upgrade this. And we can go ahead and upgrade this one also. Okay, nice. So we're going to have a lot of extra accommodation for more families to move in. And that reminds me, we need to now step up our food. So let's just do another crop field of carrots. Why not? I do know that they also changed the pricing of the carrots. Let me just check this out quickly. With the food. Oh, yes, that's right. So the carrots, I believe, if I remember correctly, I think it was 4 coin for each carrot that you sell, but now it's down to 3. So, but I'm going to just say export, and then we will sell the surplus. Let's say if we've got over 60. I do need to tweak it on a later stage again. And for the firewood, yes, we sell over 60. For the planks, over 40. Okay, perfect. Alright, so we've got quite a few trades now going. And systematically, we'll just build up our funds. Now, I'm still contemplating on where I want to place my castle. You know, I am thinking this would really be the best location for it. On this side of the river, within this little loop, we can have the walls coming around the castle. I think it's going to look really nice. Yeah, I'll maybe just do that. Okay, so at the moment, the only food supply that we really have is eels. Oh, these poor people. At least they're getting good protein, but not very appetizing. Well, at least not in my experience. I didn't enjoy eel when I did eat it. It says frozen, but obviously the animation is not there for the frozen river yet. Okay, cool. So you can see the burgage plots, they're all getting set up over here. Got one more left. I've got a pretty decent approval rating. You can just see it's -2 now, looks like it. Because of the cold. But otherwise, it's not bad. I suppose we can assign ourselves a priest over here. When we do get another family. Let's just maybe do that. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that does boost the approval rating also of the people. Now, although I do want to get started with the clay production, it's so far out, you know. I don't know, maybe I should just get going. Let's just do this. Let's pull a road through like this, and I'm gonna just maybe make it go straight through like this. There we go. Oh, we still need to upgrade our storages. Well, let's see, storehouse. There we go. Let's upgrade that. And then we do need some extra stone in order to upgrade the granary, I believe. Yeah. So we can also go ahead and let's just see. Stone gathering camp. Yeah, let's just place one right over there like so. I'm gonna get some rubblestone, nothing fancy. And our clay pit. Okay, they do allow me to place it on this side. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, let's just say track the movement for the first raiders. And we've got now a couple of extra families, so let's assign another one to the granary, and I'll probably, let's do another one at the trading post. We've still got room for more families. We'll add another one to the storehouse. And yeah, I'm gonna actually just also start extending these burgage plots. Let's do that. Then we've got a few extra families available. My coin is building up nicely, and I decided to take away the priest over here. It didn't really make a difference with the approval. I thought they've changed that, but yeah, makes no difference. So I assigned the family over here to the stone gathering camp, and then the next family that comes in, we'll definitely assign them over here by the clay pit. Now, for the surface deposit, we've got 1,166, so that's a lot of clay. And we're going to start trading that initially. And then once we've got the tiler, let's just see, where's the tiler? There we go. The clay furnace. Okay, so that's what they call it. So once we've got the clay furnace up and running, we'll definitely start selling the tiles. And I do think that we'll get a pretty decent amount for that. So let's see, tiles, 4 coin. Okay, that's not too bad. Would have been nice if we had like an infinite deposit for the stone. Then we could have done the dress stone. But in any case, roof tiles, that would work. That would work definitely. Just want to see if there's anything else that's easy to produce that we can sell. Maybe eel? Oh yeah. But eel does fall under a major trade, interestingly enough. I wouldn't have guessed that, but it does give you a really, really good amount of money. Oh, now I'm really considering selling the eel. You know what, let's just do that. Let's open up the trade route, export, and I'm going to say sell when we get over 120. Right, and we've got 2 families working here. And even with these 2 families, they're not even making a dent here with the population. But we'll keep it with two people, 2 families. I'm not going to push it further. Yeah, I can see these other guys, they're getting close to the border. Oh, they're coming in here, but I mean, I don't know, they're not really going to do anything at this stage. Not too worried about them. Okay, so we've got that extra family now, so we're going to assign them there to the mining pit. Unfortunately, they've got to walk really far now to just bring everything to storage. I think on a later stage what I am going to do is I'm going to add some more storages here at the top. And let's just also build ourselves a forester. We can replant the trees on this side. Still got space for another 4 families. But I think, you know, the money should be really piling up now pretty soon, seeing that we are exporting the eel as well. But I'm going to just make a few of these burgage plots I'm going to change into carrot crop fields. We will eventually add some other veggies, but I want to stack the carrots just for now, because I'm intending to sell that also at a later stage. And I think what we can do on this side for these burgage plots, we can, for the time being, we can add chicken coops. They are reasonably priced, so it's either chicken coops or goats. I don't know. Let's go for the chicken coops for now. Yeah, I'm gonna make quite a few of them. So these are small burgage plots, so that's why I'm deciding just to add the chickens over there. The burgage plots we've got on this side is a little bit bigger. So I think while we're building all this other stuff, let's maybe get going also with our manor. I'm gonna just pull the road through from this side, maybe. And let's just pull it through to roundabout over here. Okay, there we go. And we can start by setting up the manor just like so. That's it. I'm not going to add anything else as of yet. We can maybe do the garrison tower. We've got enough material for that at least, so might as well place the garrison tower. And the tax office is only cosmetic, so we're not going to worry about that. And now we can also, once we've got that extra coin, I'm going to definitely look at adding another ox. And we'll keep on building up our capital, and then we'll also add a horse over here to just help with the trade, because we are doing major trades now also. So, but yeah, so the clay's building up. Let's just see, where's my clay? Oh, I've only got 1 clay so far. Alright, but crafting. Here we go. Export. Okay, and we can say, let's say export when it's over 40. I'm going to just let it accumulate a little bit, or over 30. And then once we start with the tile production, we will have enough clay. So yeah, there we can see we've got only still eel going. These crop fields, they take a really long while to get going. And I've got so many chicken coops now as well, but they're still building here. Got another family coming in. Oh yes, there we go. So we'll just assign them here to the forester. They can start replanting the trees over here. And they're clearing it up really nicely, I must say.
Come on, then. Come along.
And we've got 85 timber, so no problem over there whatsoever. I'm going to maybe keep the 3 families there for now. Just keep the timber flowing. We can add another family here to the large storehouse. So when there's a new family moving in, I've already got 2 here by the granary. I'm going to just quickly go ahead and upgrade that. Because we will get capacity soon once the carrot starts coming in. So let's see, maybe... maybe I should start incorporating the orchards also. And then this big one I'm going to maybe also turn into a carrot crop field. So all of the houses that I've got on this side, I'm going to change them into small holdings. So I just want to see if I understand it correctly. So for the small holdings, like artisans, small holding families treat their backyards as a permanent job, increasing the yield. Okay, see, so these guys are going to get stuck. They're going to get stuck in on the actual burgage plot. So that's why I'm going to just focus on creating all of these as small holdings and not the ones on this side. But yeah, the city is shaping up very nicely now already. We've got to just wait for that coin to start trickling in. Now I've already dug through all of the stone. So as you can see, everything is gone over here. So I just took that family and assigned them also here to the clay pit. And that's just another commodity that we can sell now. And then I've got enough coin now to purchase myself a horse. And I think I need to do it. Let's just see here. We do have one more stable space. So let's do that. Assign a horsey. And we can maybe assign another family here to the trading post. Just to build up the coin a little bit quicker. And then from here, I'm going to start upgrading these burgage plots. And then this will help us just to improve the production even further. And also, these tier 2 houses will obviously give us a little bit more tax. You can see the manor also just finished. So we can do that. We can set up our land tax. And I'm going to maybe just take it to 8%. I'm going to keep it at 8%. Just for now. I think what I'm going to do is on this side over here, I'm going to have my sheep pastures. And we can maybe get going with that as well. So, sheep farm, yeah. Let's go ahead and set it up right over here like so. It would be really nice to actually have like a paved road. So imagine if we could build a paved road all around the river. That's going to look so cool. Now I can see my my timber is getting a little bit out of control. So I'm going to maybe unassign one family over there. And we're going to assign a family here to the sheep farm. We don't have any sheep yet, of course. But let's just do this. I'm going to build some pastures. And let's do it like that. Just want to make it completely square. There we go. And we can do another one right next to it. Maybe just like so. That's it. And then we can set up ourselves the livestock trader. And that we can place, I would say, on this side. Right, so and then what I think I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and maybe purchase 3 or 4 large sheep. I need to assign another family now, so I'm just gonna see. I think I can add, here we go. We can add another house extension over here. There's 1 or 2 that I didn't add those extensions yet. And we can also actually build some extra burgage plots right over here. Why not? Just need to try and figure out where the roads are. Actually, let's just do this. Let's pull it all the way through. And bring it around. There we go. Oh, this is nice. 6 extra houses. Lovely. Okay, so you can see this is going to look really neat once everything's done. And obviously also when we got this wall up around the manor here in the center, this is going to look really, really cool. Now we're starting to get other problems. We need to start maintaining certain structures, and the first one that we need to maintain is the mining pits over here. Which I suppose is a nice extra feature, but at the same time it kind of sucks. At least you don't need to set up tools as a major trade. But we're going to import that, and I'm going to maybe just say 5. We'll just go for 5. And we've got a decent amount of regional wealth now, so let's just add 1 family here to do the livestock trading. And let's say import. And I'm going to go for... yeah, let's just go for 3. Why not? And we've already got a family that's assigned here to the sheep farm. Okay, so we're going to start producing the wool. That is something we can definitely look at selling. So let's see, that would be crafting material. We're going to only get 1 for the wool as well. Export, and we'll only export this also when we've got over a certain amount, a decent amount. So I feel like I want to say 80. Yeah, and I'm going to just stick with that for now. Just want to see if there's anything else that we can look at. And then eventually we can start selling the yarn. So for the yarn, we can place them also roundabout over here. I think this is a pretty good location for them. And I'm going to just pull 1 single road through just to also help with the navigation. And just bring it around like so. And we can do the same on this side. Bring it up and around. Okay, that will definitely help us with the navigation. So we've got another space for 6 families still. And you can see the coin is pretty stable. It's very consistent. And I'm going to now just start adding some orchards over here. So let's just upgrade this one. And we've got some more apples. There we go. Okay, that pretty much took all my money. That's it. Alright, and we've got the Weaver's Workshop now. Let's see here. So we've got 1 sheep already. Okay, good. And the nice part is we're not on a high altitude, so we don't have to worry about sheep dying in this weather. And let's just go ahead and assign that family there. Just convert into a small holding. Okay, so all of these I want to convert into the small holdings. And upgrade. There we go. Yeah, let's also do apples for this one. Small holding. Worker injured. Oh, that's funny. I never had that little notification before. Alright, so I'm just waiting for those tools to come in. And I can see my storage is full over here, which is understandable. I've got 66 timber in total. I'm not going to add some more houses over here. Not yet. And let's just see for the food. So the eel is dropping, of course, because the lake is frozen over. Or rather, the river is frozen over. Botched woodcutters. Botched woodcutters. Oh, okay. Needs maintenance. Okay. Well, at least we've got plenty of wood, so we need to really now get those tools in. Ooh. See, we need that extra coin to also purchase that. Oh my goodness. Now, I took away some of the families that was working here at the trading post because converting these houses into small holdings obviously require a permanent extra family to operate over here. But it's going to ultimately produce more food for us. So that's why I want to just keep it that way. There we go. Okay, so we've got the tools in so we can fix some of our structures. Let's just see for the woodcutter. Yeah, only one tool. And on this side, we need two. Okay, that's perfect because we've only got... Oh, we've actually got the saw pits also. Oh, man. So we can see the saw pits also needs the maintenance. So it can see the production is down to 50% because of the required maintenance. That's not too bad. At least they still can carry on. Okay, so we've got the Lord's retinue. Just want to see, we can recruit some extra troops at the cost of 50. Okay. So we've got to just wait for our regional wealth to still accumulate. So the only negative factor that I've got over here is actually the taxation. You can see the raiders are coming now. Okay, that's not a problem. Okay, so they're coming straight in to our region. So let's just do this. Let's send them over here. There we go. Now I'm hoping I've got enough troops. Usually it's okay. With my militia and the 5 retinue, it's generally okay to fend off this first wave at least. So let's see. Okay, there they are. I only see the one band of brigands. Let's just move them right over here like so. Gotta just keep an eye on these guys. They're getting pretty close. Let's just line them up like so. So when they pop out of the forest over here, we can charge them. There's my retinue. Okay, good stuff. Oh, here they come. Yeah, I think we should be fine. There we go. And already see some of them dropping down in numbers. Good. You see, their formation is completely broken. So we were a little bit more tight. So that's obviously to our advantage. I'm just hoping I'm not losing any of my retinue. Don't mind the militia that much, but yeah, I've got to be realistic. There, we've already lost one retinue. At least we're going to win. There we go. Okay, that's not too bad. I think that was pretty successful. So we've got one extra available family that we can just assign here to the corpse bit, just to get rid of all these bodies. And these guys, they can go back to work. There we go. So I need to upgrade more of these houses, obviously, just to also help with the tax. Resident requirements not met. Oh, we need veggies. Let's just see. We do have veggies. Yeah. There we go. Oh wow, we've got a lot of bodies that we need to bury. Let's just assign another family here for now. Not gonna build anything. I've just got to quickly get rid of all these, otherwise my approval rating goes down very quickly. Alright, so I think we've got everyone now. So I'm going to take those. Oh, there's still one left. Okay. Let's just keep them there for now, until we're sure all of them are gone. And let's just go ahead and upgrade some of the burgage plots on this side. Okay, so currently we've got a few eggs, we've got some carrots, and then obviously a decent amount of eel. So my intention is to eventually move away from eel as a food supply for my villagers and just use it as an export commodity. Let's do this. I'm going to add some more crop fields over here. And now we can look at something different. I'm going to add the cabbages. So do a mixture between carrots and cabbages. I'm not going to worry about the beetroot. And then on this side, so, you know, the artisanal shops that we're going to have here on the burgage plots, ideally I would want them to be a little bit closer to the storage, but I don't know, I don't think it's going to affect it that much. But let's see. Plot level too low. Okay, so we need to upgrade the burgage plots to get those artisanal shops. So I'm going to do that. I can see we've got an issue with water on this side, so we probably just need to set up a well point somewhere. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna just set up the well point right over here. I want to use all of this space just for the burgage plot itself. Right, so we've got those additional families in now. We've got a decent production of firewood. Let me just see. Yeah, that's looking good. So from here we can now look at building ourselves the clay furnace. And I think I'm going to set it up maybe on this side. Or we can squeeze it in here. Oh, let's do that. Let's squeeze it in right over here. Seems like that space was made for it. Yeah, and then we can start producing our tiles. Just want to see, so the clay is building up nicely. Okay, obviously we're selling the clay over 40, so that's why it's kind of like capping over there. And we've got now 3 sheep. And I'm going to go ahead and just say order another one. And we'll just systematically order sheep as our regional wealth increases. So what we can do now, we can look at adding ourselves an artisanal shop. And I think I want to specifically look at a joiner's workshop. Maybe. Or should we do the clothing? I'm not really sure. Or the boyer's workshop. Yeah. Let's do that. A boyer's workshop. That's going to be easy enough. We can add ourselves some archers. And then we can sell those war bows. I think to open them up as a major trade doesn't cost that much. 40. Yeah, you see, it's definitely one of the cheaper ones. So that's why I was thinking of just rather going the route of the war bows. You only get 2 coins though per bow that you are selling. But either way, we need to just get as many different trade items in as we can. And I'm going to just assign another family over here. So what I'm also going to do is, we've got now this open space right next to the market stalls. And I just wanted to add a few simple houses over here. And just doing it like so. Obviously they're not going to have any extensions. But just to have that extra space for more families. Right, so our orchards are growing. It's going to take a really long time to get them up to the maturity level that I want them. I've still got probably almost another 2 years left to go. Okay, here we go. So here's the clay furnace. And those extra families that we're getting in now, we're going to definitely assign them over here. And we're going to start producing the tiles, which is going to be great for us for upgrading all of these other structures. Now for the church we do need dressed stone, which is super expensive. But I think for the houses we don't need, yeah, you see. So upgrading the burgage plots, we don't need the dressed stone, which is going to be great for us. So I've got my warbow production going now. So there we can see. I'm going to cap the production limit to 50. But we can just maybe go ahead and add another militia here for the warbow specifically. Yeah, let's just do that. There we go. And we can now also start trading with the warbows. So I'm going to open up a trade route for that. So let's just see here, warbows. Open up, establish a trade route. Yeah, so see, it's only major trades. So we have to open it up, and I'm going to say export. And let's say maybe export when it's over 30. There we go. So there we've got another good now that we can use to trade with. I've got currently 6 sheep, so they are multiplying very nicely. So I'm going to increase the import here to 7 maybe. And then at some stage they multiply so well, then you don't have to do any imports anymore. And we can eventually obviously look at adding the butchery then to get us some additional meat. So we've got our eel, we've got our carrots, and every now and then we've got some eggs. I feel the eggs production is really so underwhelming. You get so little out. So, but I'm just doing it temporarily now, just to have that extra food. But let's see, we're gonna have to just maybe just add some more chicken coops. Just for the time being. I'm going to also start upgrading these burgage plots here because I want to change these two. I want to specifically use also as artisanal shops, and then one of them we can change into a tailor. We've got our tiles going, that's perfect. So that is another thing, we can now look at adding tiles also as a selling commodity. And tiles unfortunately also falls under a major trade. So we've got to let our coin build up now.
Gave the old ox a hand for the month old.
Okay, so let's see what tailor or what artisanal shop we can do here. So it's definitely, yeah, it's definitely going to be the tailor's workshop. That's going to be the first thing, and then I'll probably look at adding a brewery. Although thinking about it, I want to rather maybe have a brewery more towards this side. So I'm thinking of adding, let's just see, I want to add a malt house. So I want to buy the raw barley because that is definitely the most affordable option. So squeezing the malt house in here somewhere would maybe be a good idea. So we can place that over there. And then I want to move my fisherman's hut. Yeah, let's demolish this. And I'm gonna bring a road up like this. And we can just kind of like bring it around like so. So the idea is then for me to add some additional burgage plots over here. There we go. Now this is nice. So these ones we can also consider then to change into artisanal shops. They've got a very small extension to the back, or we can do goats or pigs, either one. And as I've mentioned before, I think the tavern would be appropriately placed on this side. Yeah, let's just do it like so. Okay, so it's not too far away from our storages. I'm going to change one of these burgage plots. I'm going to change into a brewery. So they're literally just going to have to walk over the bridge to get to the tavern and to supply everybody. But at the end of the day, I think we might have to look at adding a tavern on this side. Yeah. Let's just do that. I'm going to just build it now. We're not going to use it, but just maybe place it down as a placeholder. And we've got quite a few extra families now available, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to add one more family to each of our storages. And then, of course, I still need to set up the fishermen. So we've reached our limit here for catching the fish. I'm thinking I want to maybe increase the amount. I've capped it at 100, but I think it's too low. We need to maybe raise it up a bit to let the population grow faster. So I'm thinking, yeah, I'm going to literally just move the fisherman's hut now to the back, that's fine. And then I'm going to just extend this piece of road up here like so. And let's just bring it around like that. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that space yet. We can maybe look at adding some more burgage plots. But so far it is coming along very nicely. We've got so much wood and planks, so I think what I'm going to do is we can build ourselves some walls and gates over here, right? So I'm going to take this around. It's going to be pretty big, so I think we're going to use a lot of resources for this. Yeah, so now I think what we can do is, let's maybe bring it back a little bit. So I'm going to start coming around over here like so. I want to make the courtyard relatively big, but still kind of round. Okay, we've got to build up our planks again. So let's just do this. Let's just bring it around like so. I can extend it eventually. Oh, there we go. They do actually allow me to extend it now. Okay, perfect. So, oh, that's a lot of wood. Okay, so we need 57 timber and 75 planks. It's just ridiculously expensive building these walls. Let me see. I'm gonna go ahead and assign another family here to the logging camp. We need to get going with that. It's so frustrating. And in fact, I think what I am going to do is I'm going to place myself a logging camp on this side. Just clear out all of the forest here. And then we can accumulate all the wood that we need. And I just don't want to struggle with it going forward. Right, so let's see. We've got another 2 stable spaces. So maybe... thinking... Now, what I want to do is I'm going to maybe first let my regional wealth accumulate. And then I want to open up the trade route for the tile so that we can start selling that. And then we can really start making a decent amount of money. There we go. So this logging camp is up. I'm going to go ahead and assign 2 families over here. So that we can then complete this wall over here for the manor. Yeah. 59 logs. Crazy. So it's a pretty nice shape. I'm gonna stick with that. Okay, close. Here we go. And we can now just also on this side, advanced. Let's take it up to 80. So we can cap it at 80. There we go. Now I've also got enough money now and the regional wealth to open up that trade route for the roof tiles. So there we go, and we're gonna say export, and I'll export maybe when I get over 60. I think keeping 60 in storage is more than enough. So we can do that. Now I'm gonna start adding the animal pens, and let's just do that quickly. Need to just look at more ways to produce food for ourselves. And I'm most likely going to go with the goats, because we just get more different, a bigger variety of resources from them. And I've almost got enough timber for just finishing this wall. Let's just see here for the goats. Okay, it's 25. You can see already the regional wealth has really accumulated quite nicely. So we get the hides, we get the chiffon, and the milk. Okay, perfect. Yeah, and then obviously from the hides, let's just see here. So there we go. So with the hides, we can then produce our leather. So definitely need to do that to get the goats. And I think from the sheep, we also get the hides that we can then use eventually. So I need to just get going with that because we need to start producing more advanced items. But yeah, you can see the gold is looking really nicely. And obviously that's between the bows and the tiles that we're selling. That's really giving us that nice boost. Now, once I get to 200 regional wealth, I need to open up the trade route here for the dress stone. And mortar can be a minor trade, so we don't have to open a trade route for that. So I'm just going to say import. And I suppose we need, I don't know how much we will need. Just keep at hand. Maybe 20, just for now. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to just say 20. Let them just keep on importing until we've got 20 mortar. Alright, but the coin is definitely multiplying nicely now. And we've got to now just see for all the different other stuff that we still need. We do need a level 2 church, which we're going to get to very soon. And we need the beverages. That's going to take some time still. And meats are going to come very soon. And then obviously we do have fish. And the fruits, okay. And the garments. We've got the yarn. We've already got a decent amount of yarn. 36 yarn, good. Okay, and our sheep population, it's really climbed now. So we've got 7 adults and 7 lambs. Okay, good. So with the coin being so high, we can maybe just up this also. Let's push this to 12 or 14 rather. Let's maybe do 14. I'm going to add another family on this side for the sheep farm. And we've got a weaver's workshop going. So, and then what we can do is we can then change this burgage plot into a tailor's workshop. But we do need some extra hands available here. So we can add some extra burgage plots. Let's just do this. And for the time being, I'm going to do the same on this side. Just to get our food production a little bit up. And then we can also do some more goat sheds. Alright, so that's good. Now I'm not going to change these into small holdings because obviously that's going to take another family away that's available to operate just on the land itself. Let's see, not enough supplies. What is missing? What have we got missing? Not enough supplies. Fuel, food. No, we've got everything, man. We've got carrots, we've got cabbage, we've got eggs, we've got a little bit of eel. But yeah, I do think we need to up this population of what we allow to take. It's still climbing though. So I think we've got enough of everything. We've got enough timber. We don't have enough planks though. Let's see. Let's export this when it's over 60. So I think I've got a cap here at 80. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, so I've still got to let the planks just accumulate a little bit more. And I think they should have allowed you to commit to this project, even if you don't have enough. I think it's kind of silly that we've got to now first accumulate all the resources in order to get the wall done. I mean, it's such a ridiculous amount. Okay, so I'm going to change one of these burgage plots. We're going to change it into a tailor. There we go, because we've got a decent amount of yarn. And we can start producing some garments. Forage goods and vegetables. Okay, so we obviously need 2 different types of vegetables. Okay, so it's a good thing that I've got the carrots and the cabbage going. And there we can add another cabbage plot. And I can see the wood is a little bit on the low side, so I still need to up this over here. So let's maybe take this up to 120. And I'm thinking about it, we should maybe just get some charcoal going. So let's set up a charcoal kiln right over here. And I'm going to rather focus on selling the charcoal then. I think we do get better money for that. Yeah, okay, so we do get 2 coin for that. It does fall under a major trade though. But no problem, we can open that up. Only 80 coin. No trade. Yeah, let's rather focus on getting some extra charcoal. Okay, cool. So the tailor is here. And we're going to use the yarn to produce the clothes. And I'm not going to set any limit here for the clothing production. It takes really long to make the clothing in any case. But I know they have fixed it, so you can actually have a few houses now at tier 3. Alright, so now we're getting somewhere. We've got a decent amount of sheep now. So our wool production should also be climbing now. Pretty sure. Yeah, there we go. We've got some extra wool that's coming in now. I can maybe look at adding another family here for the clay. Let's see, clay. Yeah, let's do that. Let's add another family over there. And what we can do is we can now add some extra burgage plots here just to complete this piece really. I feel like I want to just finish this. Yeah. That's gonna look nice. Now I'm gonna use all the wood now that I've been accumulating for the garrison wall. But that's okay. I'm gonna just set this up now. We need those extra hands and families to just come and help with the city itself. Yeah, it's already looking so nice. Okay, charcoal is accumulating nicely, so let's just go here to the trade, and I'm going to just say export. Let's say export when we get over 30. Here we go. Right, and I'm gonna do some more goat pens and maybe some more chicken coops as well. What I am thinking of doing here is maybe just adding like 1 or 2 burgage plots over here, but really big ones. And we can also add some crops over here. What is preventing this from being built? I'm not really sure. I'll just see here. Now, I don't know why they don't allow me to build over here. Oh, there we go. That's it. Yeah, I'm thinking of maybe just doing it like so. Or rather, let's pull it up, just up to there. And then we can do the 2 big ones. Yeah, I'm gonna maybe go for this. And we can add those extra crop fields. There we go. Alright, and I think we've got everything we need here for the garrison wall. So we can just get going with that. Perfect. So the logging camp has been doing very well here, just in clearing out all of the trees. And we can maybe go ahead and move them across towards this side. They just carry on their job on that side. I don't want to get rid of all the forest over here. Just basically right here where the river is. Okay, so let's see. Now we've got everything that we need here. The only thing, we obviously still need the beverages, and we need to upgrade our church. And this is going to be a mission because we need that dress stone, which is super expensive, and we still need to open up that trade route. So let's see what we need to open up the trade route. 250. Okay, so I need to maybe start, or just wait until we've got that point for that before I do anything else. And we can go ahead and add some more here to the retinue. And we can also maybe add ourselves another group of militia archers. You know, the archers are a little bit of a problem, especially like with me being here by the forest. They can't really do much when the bandits are in the forest. There we go. Just want to add those extra goat pens over here. And then maybe we can change this also into a veggie garden, these two. Yeah, I'm gonna just go for veggie gardens right over there. Okay, so food is definitely stabilizing. We've got some milk, we've got eggs. We've got a little bit of chiffon and some chicken meat also now going. Okay, so that's good. Got a nice variety of stuff. So this is pretty cool. We're getting our first harvest for the apples. As you can see, you can literally see them on the trees, and all the guys coming out with their baskets. And you can now also look here at the top. It is accumulating here, so there's 41 apples. And then I believe within the next year we're going to have even a bigger yield. So food is looking good. I mean, we've got food supply according to this thing at least for 4 months, which is really great. So all in all, everything is really going well. And we've got now 27 sheep, so 14 lambs. They do breed pretty quickly, but it takes some time for them to grow up. So let's maybe look at adding a few extra adults. Actually, no, wait, let's wait. I need to open up or unlock the dress stone as a trade. I have to get that going first. So I just want to see what else we can sell. So export, yes. Okay, so wool, it's over, and we've got hides now also. You know what we can do? Let's just see here. Leather. So leather falls under a major trade, but it cost me 150 coin to open up the trade. Although if I sell the hides, it's 1 coin less. And I can maybe sell the hides as a minor trade. This will save me so much time and energy, really. So let's maybe do that. No. That's not going to work because we're going to produce the leather. And we're simply not going to have enough hide. Okay. Never mind that. Okay, so let's see. Clothing, it's building up nicely. And that's automatically also falling under a major trade. Only getting 3 coin. I feel like with all the problems that we've had with clothing, it should have cost us more. Or we should have gotten more money for, you know, the problems that we had with it. But looking at the shoes, wow, we're really getting good coin for the shoes. So that is something I want to look at. And we should be getting a good leather production going between the sheep, the hide that we're going to get from the sheep and from the goats. I think we're going to have a very decent production of shoes. Okay, so my gold or my coin is now enough to open up that trade route for the dress stone. Oh, actually not. It's 250. I thought it was 200. But I opened up that trade for the charcoal and that pushed it up now. Okay, so I'm going to just wait for that to accumulate. And then we can start importing the dress stone. And then I also want to bring in the barley. And I see they are very sneaky. They are using the barley also as a major trade. So we're going to have to accumulate the coin to then just get the barley also going. There we go. Okay, so we've got the dress stone. So before I start importing the dress stone, let's just accumulate the coin again. And we can open up then the barley trade route. And now it's pushed up to 180. Okay, but I think after I've brought in the barley, there's not pretty much anything else that I'm going to import. At least not at this stage. So we've got the iron here at the back. I suppose we can maybe have a mine. I don't know. I don't really see it as a necessity. I mean, we can use mercenaries to help defend our town if we really want to. Okay, but in any case, let's just assign some more families here to the storage. I'm pretty happy with the trade as it is going. Blanket timber is looking good. I suppose we can assign another family here to the clay furnace. We've got 2 here by the mining pit. And we've got plenty of clay. Okay, good. Right, so there you can see the wool is accumulating nicely. We are getting the shoes, or sorry, rather we're getting the clothes. So there's a few things only that we need. It's the beverages and then also the church, the upgraded church. So let's just wait for that coin to accumulate. Then I'm going to start importing that barley. We can maybe go ahead and change this into a brewery. It was this one that I wanted to change, one of these. That I wanted to change into a brewery. So let's upgrade this one. Yeah. I'm going to just upgrade this one burgage plot and then we can change that into a brewery. Let's just do another chicken coop over here. Still need to assign the goats. Here we go. I haven't assigned a goat here yet. Oh, wait. This is something that I want to use Yeah, I'm probably going to change this into a butchery. Although I can use one of these at the top. Okay, let's do it the other way around. So I'm going to change that into a goat pen. Right, here we go. So this is going to become then a brewery for me. I can see my AI opponent, he's pretty much taking over all the territories. He's already got 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's taking over a 5th one now. Okay, but by the time he tries to come at me, I'm going to have enough regional wealth to hire all the mercenaries that I need. Alrighty, so I've got now, let's just see, we've got enough gold now to open up this trade route. Establish. Yeah, super expensive, really. But the dress stone we're going to need, let's see how many. It was 20, that's right. We're going to need 20 dress stone, so I'm going to then just say import. Obviously up until the point we get 20. And then for the barley, import. So I'm going to also do the same here and just say import up until we've got 10. So this is going to inhibit my growth a little bit, I would say. I suppose we can just revert back to also exporting the firewood. Just having that extra additional item that we can trade. Okay, there we go. So I've also now changed these burgage plots to have the different veggies. We can actually go ahead and upgrade these. We've got so much building materials, so I'm just gonna go a little bit crazy over here, upgrading all of these burgage plots. Requirements not met. Meat, fishes, okay, or fruit. It's kind of overlapping here. I don't actually know. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, the fruits are here. It's supposed to be here at the bottom. Okay. Well, we're gonna have fruits very soon. In fact, we should probably add some more orchards. Thinking about it. I haven't changed this. I haven't actually placed any veggies over here, so you know we should maybe go ahead and change this also into an orchard rather. So there's something that I just want to check over here. So with the environment, we've got 31% meadow and we've got 63% woodland, which is going to be great for us for the bark gathering once we start producing the leather. We're pretty much reaching a capacity here for the storehouse, so let's add another family here. Let's just see, it's looking a little bit better. Might as well do another one. That's it, good. Okay, so food is accumulating nicely. We're getting a lot of carrots and cabbages in. We've got some eggs and milk and a little bit of chicken meat and eel. So currently I've got 20 adult sheep and we've got 26 lambs. I want to really build this up. We have to really keep on building here. You need a decent amount of sheep in order to make it sustainable, you know, to feed everybody from the meat that you get from the sheep. So we can just check here. What's our population currently? Total population is 145. So yeah, I probably want to build up the sheep, I would say, to about 100 before I start considering, you know, just butchering them. The corpse pit, I've still got a family over here. We can take them away, demolish, and we can add some more. We can add some more pastures over here. Here we go. So now we've got, I think we've got more than enough space now for all the sheep that we need. And just to help supply the town. You see, now I can add more houses going towards this side, but we're probably going to have to look at adding some market stalls here at the back. And in fact, let's maybe do this. I'm going to just bring a road around. And we can kind of like do this also. Yeah, so that space we can then use to also set up some markets. Right, so the enemy has been spotted. Let's see. I've got the game paused. Oh, not yet. Okay, so they're coming from this side. What's this region called? Let's just see. Wildveld. Okay, so I want to now see if we hire mercenaries. None of them are coming from Wildveld. Rollach. You see, that's not really going to help me. They're coming in from this side. Yeah, we're a little bit buggered on this one. Okay, so the only thing that I can think of doing is adding another retinue. And now we've got to deploy these guys. And I'm going to have to get them across the border. I can't get them too close to these bandit camps because then we can just have to face another group of soldiers. Let's do this. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and place them here at the bottom. I'm not really sure how this is gonna go down. Hopefully we survive this. So I need to now be very strategic on how I want to place my soldiers.
Yes, sire.
Let's just see. So I think let's just maybe place them over here, my retinue and my spearmen. And then I'm going to move my archers towards the top here. I'm just hoping there's no bandits coming out of these camps over here. But it doesn't look like there's anything, so yeah, I think we're good to go. So I'm not really sure how this is going to go down. Hopefully my retinue is strong enough to just suppress these guys. I'm going to maybe let my archers run to get quicker into their positions. I would say the stamina is definitely better or more necessary if you are going to have a hand combat. And we want to block this top group out. We want to block them off from getting to my archers. There we go. And these guys, we're going to start shooting from here. Here we go. Right, so get them. Quickly. Quickly. Go. Let's cut these guys off. I'm gonna send my retinue up here. Come on. Oh, it looks like a mess. Oh my word. Gonna lose all my archers. Are these guys even shooting? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's not looking too bad. One of the groups is already destroyed. We're getting very close for this one. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Another group's broken. Okay, we're gonna make it. We're losing a lot of troops, but we are winning. Come on, archers. Come on, man. There we go. Oh, that was a little bit of a mess. At least we've got now 2 bandit camps that we can get some regional wealth. And I can just build up my retinue. So let's send these guys back. Send resources to the nearest town. Regional wealth gained. Okay, great stuff. Oh, actually, no, that needs to go to my treasury. Damn. Actually needs to go to the treasury, not my regional wealth. Belongs to my treasury. Okay. Well, there we go. We can now add another 2 retinue. We've only got 1 left. Let's just send these guys back quickly. So I've got a very strange glitch at the moment. So I've got 1 retinue left. And when I come into my territory, they don't allow me to disband this unit. I don't know, it's a very strange glitch. But I try to basically just kill him going to one of these bandit camps. And none of the bandit camps had actually any bandits. So, which was great because as you can see, I've got now 500 coin in my treasury, which is lovely. But now the problem is I can't get more retinue. So I'm going to have to let him just basically stand here. And then we can wait until we see another bandit camp popping up. And then I'm going to just send my 1 retinue soldier out. And maybe if I destroy this group, I can then start a new retinue group. That's the only way I can actually see this working. So yeah, but we've got our barley now. So I'm going to go to the malt house and we're going to start just producing. Let me just see a tailor's workshop. We're going to start producing our beer. There's the brewery. Okay, good. And we're going to do ale. And let's just set the production limit maybe to 60. I don't know if we do need to add a limit. But I'm going to just say 60. Let's just do that. Okay, and we might as well add a family here to the church. And we can upgrade the church now. Very good. We got a lot of money, obviously, just from doing... just by... excuse me, just by collecting that regional wealth from the bandit camp. And then for the rest of the bandit camps that was left, I just added all of that to my treasury. We've got to now just keep an eye for when there's a new bandit camp popping up so that I can quickly head out there and just basically sacrifice this one guy. So we're going to get very close now to getting everything that we need. We need to get this beverages up, and I'm going to actually go ahead and upgrade my tavern as well. So let's assign 1 family here and let's upgrade the tavern to a large tavern. We've got another tavern on this side. I'm going to just see how far I come just with the 1 tavern. We can add extra burgage plots over here. Just do this. There's 3 extra. And we're going to definitely add the crop fields for them as well. And I think I should just go ahead and add some more market stalls. Yeah, I should just go ahead with that. And then we can also go ahead and add some extra storage. That's it. Okay, then I think we should be able to supply everybody comfortably. And we can see now here, we've got carrots and cabbages. We will get our meat sorted out very soon. As you can see, the sheep is still accumulating nicely. So we can just maybe go ahead and let's push this up to... Yeah, let's push it up to 40. Why not? They only bring maybe 2 or 3 sheep maximum at a time in any case. So now we've got a decent chunk of wool. So what we can do is we can start exporting that wool. I don't know if I've already got it on export. I think so. Over 80. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we can just let that carry on accumulating. And we can order ourselves some extra more livestock. So we've got 4 oxen. I think we can go for 5 maybe. And then we can add another horse eventually. Right, so the malthouse is going. And the barley, I'm going to push this maybe up also. Let's push this up to 20. Right, the church is coming along very nicely. And let's just see, for the garments, yeah, clothing is looking really good. Only having the 1 tailor. That's pretty impressive. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add myself a tax office. And I just want to do this as basically... Okay, they don't allow me to place it for some reason. Oh yes, of course, it needs to be in the wall if I'm not mistaken. No? Okay. That's kind of strange. Okay. Road access obstructed. This is so odd that I'm struggling with this now. Anyways. Okay, so that's another issue. I'm not going to worry about that then. Open coastal planner. Outer tower. Or maybe... No, it's not because of this. Okay, let's just leave it like that. I can't be too bothered now. I want to look at just adding some extra bridges, so I think a good location for another bridge will maybe be over here. Kind of like direct connection to the tavern. So let's just set it up like so. Yeah, that's gonna work. And then we can also connect the tavern on this side. And do the same. So we're going to need another 45 planks. How much? Okay, we're very close. But once I've got those planks, I'm going to then just extend a road towards this side also. And I think it's going to look pretty cool. So we can see here the ale is slightly picking up. Okay, they are starting to supply. So I think we're at the stage. Yeah, here we go. So we can start upgrading. And I'm going to just jump right into it. Get these houses upgraded. I've got enough building material. So I want to get them up, get them going as soon as I can. There we go. Okay, so we've got already 3 houses that's upgrading now. I think what we can do, we've got 1 family that's working by the tavern on this side. So we can maybe go ahead and just assign a family on this side also. And we can add those extra burgage plots. There we go. And those ones I'm going to then also change into crop fields that we can use. Oh, okay, we need planks. Okay, but we can start upgrading these homes as well. We need to build up our treasury. Let's see, still no bandit camps. Okay. Just want to take this one guy out so that I can rebuild my retinue. Okay, now this is looking lovely. So you can see we've got the tier 3 burgage plots now up. And having them all facing the river actually looks really cool. I'm gonna maybe say overstock 10. Let's just overstock 10 because they've got a little bit of a distance to walk from the brewery. Let's see, where's... Yeah, we've got a decent amount of ale. Oh, see, I got to... I got to a small town without doing any hunting. That was the first time I did that. Or foraging. Well, that's quite interesting. Never realized that I haven't done it before. Right, so I think what I want to do is we can maybe add one additional orchard. Let's just see. Actually, you know what? Let's change them all to orchards. Why not? And that one I'm going to change into a veggie crop. And this one also. Okay, cool. There was another 3 I haven't even changed yet. But everything is looking good. So we've got a decent amount of apples that's building up now. Let's see. And now we've got 44 adult sheep and 47 lambs. So what I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to change one of these burgage plots. I'm going to change into a butchery. Right, so let's maybe do this one. I'm going to take the goat shed away and we can then change this into the butchery. I'm going to just add some families over here. And we've got a market stall. Just see, yeah. So we're going to need 2 families here maybe for the granary, just for the supply. That's it. Alright, there we go. I'm going to change this into a butchery, and then what I'll do is I'll maybe tell them to butcher the lambs when it goes over 50. I think that should be safe. Only slaughtering the lambs, and then we can systematically start accumulating our meat. So that will fall under mutton, yeah. So then we can supply the people with some mutton. And then we should be able to level up our houses quicker to the tier 3. But it's already looking very nice with the current setup we've got going here. And in fact, what I want to do on this side, we've obviously got this backspace behind the tavern. And I was thinking of then changing this burgage plot also into a crop field or a vegetable garden. Yeah, I think I should maybe do that. Right, and this lumber camp or the logging camp is doing pretty well. Cleared out everything on this side. And actually, I do want to add a few more extra burgage plots over here just to fill the space up. I had to build a well here, unfortunately. The people weren't getting the water they needed, so needed the water source closer to the side. There we go. Let's just do it like that, just to fill up the space a bit more. And we can add another family here. Okay, so let's check it out. Our population is now at 166. So the town's growing to a decent size. Okay, so for the butchery, right, we're not going to slaughter any sheep. And the lambs, let's just see here, the lambs only over 50. There we go. Okay, so the sheep I want to keep on accumulating. So let's just see, trade. Okay, 50. There we go. Right, so there we can see now the mutton is accumulating. Slowly but surely. Right, I do think that we need to order a bigger amount of barley maybe. Trade, I just want to see for the carrots. Yeah, only sell the carrots I think when we're over 100. Just to ensure that we've always got enough food. And now the pears are excellent trading commodities. I do think that is something going forward that I should look into in using as an export commodity. So 6 coin per pear. So it's obviously a long-term investment. It takes 4 years for the pears to mature. But I mean, once you have them, they're going to be excellent. So yeah, we should maybe look at investing in pears next time. So they've definitely changed that up. Let's just go for it. I'm going to go ahead and add the pears over there. And we've got to just wait for that regional wealth to accumulate now to just get all the orchards going on this side. But look how nice this is looking already. Having all of these tier 3 houses. And there's no sight of any bandit camps forming anywhere. Alright, so let's just see here. So we need another family in the granary. Just want to check this out. Okay. Everything's looking good. Let's just go ahead and upgrade these ones. So the beverage is really a problem. I mean, we are importing the barley, but yeah, I should maybe do a little bit more. I just want to see how many... We've got a really decent amount of hide, so you know what? I should definitely look at getting my leather production going. So let's build ourselves a tannery. We can set it up here, also right next to the malt house. And then the leather, I think what I want to do is maybe focus on rather selling the shoes. Opening up a trade route for the shoes and selling that instead of the leather. So we get 7 coin for the leather. Oh, sorry, 7 coin for the shoes, but only 3 for the leather. So yeah, I think it's definitely going to be worthwhile just rather saving up to open up the trade route here just to get the shoes in. Okay, so let's just get that leather production going. I'm going to just say highest. Trying to think what else we can sell. Okay, yeah, so far there's nothing else we can sell. I've got to just carry on like this. So I'm just getting the tannery going. We can maybe just do the 2 families there for now. And then once we've got the leather production fully going, we can then just add ourselves a cobbler shop. In fact, you know, let's change one of these buildings one of these houses I'm going to change. Just transform them also into an artisanal shop. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to actually change this burgage plot. And I'm going to turn this into a cobbler workshop right over here. I think it's on a good location. And yeah, I'm going to just change them to start making some shoes for us. Let me just see here. We've got a decent amount of leather now. And wool's also climbing. Yarn is a little bit on the low side, so maybe we can assign another family here. Just to work at the weaver's workshop. We can maybe go for 2. And I'll add another family here to the sheep farm. Here we go. And then we can produce the shoes, and I'll maybe say to cap it on 60. Just to keep up with the leather production. And now I'm going to just let my regional wealth accumulate so that we can then open up that trade route for the shoes. I'm going to wait before I set up the orchards on this side. I think it's important that I set up my trade route over here for the shoes specifically. So we need 490 regional wealth to get this trade route up. But once we can start selling the shoes, I think we're going to really make a killing. So I finally have enough regional wealth now to just start or to open up the trade route here for the shoes. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And let's just say export. And I think it's safe to say we can export over 40. We don't really need it. It's just going to give us that extra tax basically from the houses. I think that's the only benefit really that we're going to get from them. And maybe a little bit of extra approval, I think, for the variety of goods. But it's not a biggie. And I actually took off my import here for the barley. So I need to set that up again. Import. Here we go. So we can get going with that again. I just stopped it temporarily so that we can quickly get that going. Now I do think it's important that I maybe set up some mercenaries for me. So I'm gonna just say sign this contract. I don't have a lot of troops at my disposal, so I think just having these guys with me, I think I've got to just keep them nearby, because I've got a funny feeling we're gonna get bandits that's gonna pop out soon again. So let's just set those guys out there, and then at least we still have a few spearmen, and then we've got 2 companies of archers. And this retinue, you know, I'm still stuck with this one guy. So I'm going to send him out in the battle first, just to get rid of him, and then I'll try and rebuild my retinue. Now we can also go ahead and upgrade this garrison, the garrison's tower, and also the manor itself. We've got all the materials that we need, so it doesn't cost that much. It's more for the walls really that requires a ridiculous amount of resources. But I'm going to just say commit. We can set this up. They can get going with that. I think it's going to look pretty cool having this here in the backsplash of this this town that we've got going here. Right, so I've got my mercenaries now set up there. And I'm going to just look for extra positions that we can assign here to all of the extra families. Let's just see, we can probably add another family here to this large storehouse. Okay, good. And I see we can upgrade this house over here. I still want to change this though. I'm going to maybe place an orchard here rather. I wanted to do the veggie garden, but I think I'm going to rather go for the orchard. And then our money is accumulating, so we can maybe just add some extra cabbages and add some extra carrots. Oh, these are all orchards. Okay, that's fine. So let's maybe do some extra apples. Yeah, this one I'm going to also do pears. So we're going to just wait for that regional wealth to accumulate again. So once I've got a decent amount of regional wealth again, I'm probably going to open up a trade route for the pears also, because we can get really good money for that. So let's see there. Okay, we've got 48 shoes. So the shoes are climbing nicely. Oh, this might still take a while, so let's just say here, highest priority. We need 25 dress stone. So that's obviously going to take a chunk out of our regional wealth. But look at our meat. We've got 83 mutton, so that's doing excellent. I think we've got a nice balance going there at the moment. You know, I'm kind of like thinking if I shouldn't move this large tavern, if I shouldn't move them rather more on this side or to this side. So I'm going to do this. Let's change this up. I'm going to squeeze the tavern in here. I think it's going to look nice and it's going to be more accessible for the villagers. And we'll only really focus maybe on upgrading this part of the town. We can have these houses on tier 2. No problem. You can see there's also a water access issue here. So let's just do this. Yeah, let's just place a well right over here. Why not? Not enough construction material. Okay, I know that's the dress stone that we need. We should be getting in some extra soon. So I definitely did the right thing in getting these mercenaries, because I can see we've got bandits approaching now here from this side. And yeah, we're gonna just send out our single retinue soldier here. And then we can also get our spear soldiers. And let's do maybe one group of our bow and arrow, our archers. Right, and then what I'm going to also do additionally, I'm going to let this guy run. And I'm going to kind of like lure them out towards that side. And the rest of my group can assemble on this side. Let's see, okay. Actually, let's do this. We're gonna just send a single soldier in. Hopefully he can keep them busy for a while. The rest of my soldiers, I'm gonna just pretty much rally over here. Looks like they don't care too much for him. Oh, there we go. Here we go. For some reason they're not attacking this retinue soldier. Alright, but we're gonna send him in either way. Come on, get in here, get in here. Come on, come on, come on. Oh wow, they've all just dispersed. Oh my goodness. And I'm still sitting with this one guy. Oh man. Okay, let's just send them all back. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Yeah, they still don't allow me to disband them. There we go. There we go. There we go. At least I can disband all the other people. Because then I pretty much have to start my game over if I couldn't disband the other guys. Okay, so this one retinue guy, I'll just have to... I don't know if we can actually send him into the garrison. It is done now. Let's see if we can do this. I don't know if it would work. Nope. Can't send him back. Oh man. So I can send him into the building, but it's still... Yeah, you see, it's still not making a difference. He's just hiding in here. Oh well. Yeah, so let's just upgrade this tavern, and I just want to check this. Okay, we've got a decent amount of malt and barley. And there's 8 ale. Okay. Still no other bandit camps. So I guess we are stuck with this one retinue soldier. Oh my goodness. So things are running a little bit more smooth. So I set up myself a second brewery, and yeah, it does look like the ale is picking up nicely, and I've got the large tavern now on this side also. So we can see some of these houses are now eligible to upgrade to tier 3. So I think I'm going to just go ahead with that. And just start upgrading them little bits at a time. Yeah, so here we can see now. So more and more of these houses are becoming eligible. Let's just see. Yeah, the L supply, it's kind of getting there. I'm considering maybe to import a little bit of extra barley. So you can see our regional wealth is climbing, so maybe we should do that. Let's increase the amount of barley that we bring in at a time. Let's maybe take it up to 25. And we've got plenty of cabbages, so... And I do think we can get a good amount for the cabbage. 4 coin, yeah, that's very good. Establish trade route, and let's just say export, and we can maybe say export when we get over 180. We've got a really good production going at this stage. So I kind of made a little bit of a balls up with my sheep. I had my setting wrong with the butchery, so I lost a lot of my sheep. You can see there, currently I'm sitting with 27 adult sheep and 6 lamb, and I had about 90, I think. So yeah, that kind of sucks, but at least it did provide my people with enough meat for quite some time. So, but the only thing that's lacking at this stage is the beverages. So I've got so much other stuff going on. You can see on and off I'll get chicken meat, and on and off I'll get the chavan from the goats. Then we've got eggs and milk also, which basically can compensate as an animal product. So I want to now just see if these two breweries are going to do the job. Yeah, and I also assigned an extra family here to the malt house. So I think that is definitely also making a difference. But now you can see that it does jump there with the malt. It goes up and down, up and down. I don't know. I'm hoping that it works fine. Well, at least there's definitely more houses that I can upgrade to the tier 3. In the past I couldn't get, I think, more than 3 or 4 of these houses up, because of the glitch that we had with the clothing. But you can see obviously clothing is no issue anymore. 184 clothing, only with 1 tailor. So that's pretty impressive. Now we really need to get this population up now with the sheep, but it is getting there. 28 sheep now and 11 lambs. Okay. So it is building up nicely. But look how nice these houses look, you know, facing the river. Really cool. Got a feeling that I've got to set up another brewery here just to keep up with the pace. So it does look like the malt production is okay, so we can maybe... I'm gonna push this even a little bit further. We can maybe do an import of 30 barley, and then we can look at adding another brewery. And I think I want to maybe rather add the brewery more towards this side. Maybe replacing this chicken coop. And let's just change this into a brewery. Yeah, I'm gonna just go for that. See, the coin is really stable. So we can then also maybe consider selling the clothing. I never thought I would get to this point where I will actually sell clothing. But yeah, I think we should do it. And let's say export. And I'm gonna just say when it's over 160, that's more than enough clothing. And we just obviously now waiting for the sheep population to climb back up. It is climbing pretty fast, which is fantastic. So that will just help us with that wool production and getting plenty of yarn. We've got all the family members that we can assign here to the weaver's workshop, so that's fine. And let's see, the yarn is pretty stable, so I'm guessing we're going to need another weaver's workshop if we want to produce more clothing, or sorry, if we want to add another tailor, I would say. But it's good. I think I'm gonna just keep it like it is for now. Okay, so let's see. We should get to that point now where they've got everything that they need. I can see now the animal produce and the fruit is also a little bit of a problem. But it shouldn't be after we go past the summer season. We've got so many orchards now running. And I think pretty much all of them are ripe enough or big enough to give us fruit. We've got a lot of cabbage and plenty of carrots. We could do with some extra other animal products. Okay, well, I think I'm going to just leave it as it is. We've got still another 5 or 4 families rather that we can use for different jobs. So yeah, I purchased now a big chunk of barley. So let's just see if this works. Just to get our ale production really going. I mean, we've got the 3 breweries now. That's a nice chunk of money. So I see the eel population is growing, so just want to check this out with the food. Let's see, the eel, as far as I remember, it was definitely a major trade. Yes. Okay. So what we can do is let's push this down. I'm going to say anything over 50. And we can just add some extra families temporarily. Just to fish whatever we can. There's a nice population there, so we can build that up. And that's also going to contribute greatly to our regional wealth. So things are definitely stabilizing now. It seems like that is doing the trick. Having the 3 breweries. And we've got a population of 230 now. So that does give you a pretty good indication. I think for every 70 to 75 people that you get in your town, you'll maybe have to build an additional brewery. And then obviously, of course, you also need to make sure that your malt and barley production, that there's plenty of that. But it does take quite a bit of work to sustain this, I must admit. But you can see we've got a whole bunch of houses that's upgrading now to the tier 3. And it's looking beautiful. So pretty much all the ones that we've got here on the shoreline. And, or could you call it the shoreline? By the river. And then we've got a few that's upgrading over here. So you can see we are now eligible to upgrade all of these. So I'm going to just upgrade them as I go. I don't get the opportunity often to upgrade these. So I want to do it when I can. Oh, we've actually got everything that we need for this house, so we're lacking the material. It's only the planks that we still require. So production has been doing so well, and we've been upgrading so many houses. I've actually ran out of planks. But yeah, currently it's looking really, really nice. Just with the setup that we've got going over here. It's now 235 population. I'm just waiting for those extra planks to come in. I don't know why it's taking so long. And then I'm gonna just go ahead and upgrade these two burgage plots as well. There we go. Okay, perfect. So I think that will be my last upgrade actually. I will call it a day. Everything seems to be running very smoothly. We've got an 85% approval. We're only really losing a little bit on the taxation. And unfortunately my retinue is bugging out, which isn't too big of a train smash. But it would have been nice to have my full retinue. Well, that's it from me, everybody. I do hope that you enjoyed this playthrough, and if you did, please do remember to like and subscribe. Also press the bell notification button if you haven't done so yet. It does take a lot of work to do these long playthroughs. I enjoy it, but the work altogether will take me about 7 hours, maybe even more, to do the recording plus the editing and everything in between. But just to do a quick overview of what we've got over here. So as you can see, it's looking pretty neat. I mean, I can now keep on extending this, add a few more extra of these tier 3 houses. But as it is now, I feel it looks pretty natural. And I'm going to just call it a day, because from here, we're going to pretty much just upgrade the rest of the houses. And we can maybe expand here towards the back, but I'm going to leave it as it is. Well, thank you so much everybody for watching, and then I'll see you in the next one.